Good morning, it's Christina from Christina's Art Corner. I'm doing all of my completed pages since I started coloring. So let's go ahead and get started. This is Linda Ravenscroft's Fairy and Fantasy Art, Painting and Coloring Book number 2. It is signed by Linda Ravenscroft. This is a heavily grayscaled book with 300 GSM paper in it. I have this page where I have practice using some of my metallic watercolors. This was way back. I have not finished, so this should probably go in my whip pile. But I did finish this dragon page, and this was when I first got the book, the page that I did. In fact, I think I have a short coloring this as well as on my Instagram. And I have metallic watercolor all here on the scales, and I believe I used polychromos. Yeah, polychromos for the pencils. So the grayscale turns out really well once you've colored them. It's a beautiful book. I'll have to put this in my whip pile so that I can finish that fairy. But really cute images and great paper. Linda Ravenscroft. I also have another Linda Ravenscroft Fairy and Fantasy Art, 300 GSM paper again. And this one I wound up using, what is it that I used that didn't take? I think I used gold leaf, but in silver. And somehow the paste lifted up. I must not have waited long enough. And so that's why I had this plastic over it. But other than that, I believe I used polychromos on this one too, as I did in the last one. And minus the gold leaf mess up. Really love how she turned out. Let me see if I can put this face side up so that doesn't stick anymore. I believe it's the only one I've done in this book. Again, beautiful illustrations. I love this one. So that's Linda Ravenscroft's Fairy and Fantasy Art. And then my third book, it's the third book in her series of Fairy and Fantasy Art. And I did this first page here, and I'm not sure if I may have gone polychromos again, excuse me, with this one, but I used watercolor under here, and I have some glitter on the flowers. Quite simple. I could have done something in the background. Maybe I'll go back and do that at some point. But yeah, I think she turned out cute. Linda Ravenscroft. Okay, next one is Rachel Reinhardt's Desert Wonderland. And this says a lot of cacti, occasional portrait, plants. And the page I did was this one. Guy sprayed over here. I used acrylic and then a spray, an acrylic spray. And then over it I used quite a few of my metallic watercolors. And then outlined it in a uniball. I really like how this one turned out. Was lots of fun. I have some black glaze pen on there too. Yeah, just a really fun page. No bleed through on the front. But look at the back. You can see the spray. But yeah, that was a fun page in Desert Wonderland. Then in Nachtschwärmer, coloring book by Sara Richter. Here we go. I did the Luna Moth, and I did have some transfer here too from my metallics. And I'm trying to think what I used here. Oh, inks. I used Distress inks throughout the whole background and inside of the butterfly. And then Prismacolor pencils. What else? You can see the glitter, but it kind of ran out of the lines here. It's interesting because maybe it was during this time that I learned, so you can see some of it on the wax paper. And that's how I learned, I think, that I needed to put wax paper over after I've given it plenty of time, like let it sit overnight. Some certain pens, like Link glitter pens, and some others, they just take longer to set up. So I think that's the only one that I've done in here. Love this book. I love this one. Yeah, so that's Nachtschwärmer, and here's Dunkelbunt by Sara Richter. This is a beautiful book as well. Lots of Halloween themed or anytime themed. I definitely need to get back in these books. This is the one that I did. This is from a long time ago. I know that I used alcohol marker for the face, pencils, polychromos, but over watercolor. But I'm not sure which watercolor that was, to be honest. Same with the flowers. They were watercolor as well. And then I have gold here. And then also in here on these beads. Fun pink hair. And I think that's the only one in this one. This is about the time I was getting a bunch of books, so I didn't work a lot. Oh, I had started this one. And same thing here is watercolor for everything so far. And I do have this in here to finish the whip, so I'm going to put this in my whip pile because I would like to finish it. Frankenstein woman with purple hair. So that's Dunkelbunt. And then we have Matchstick Mouse by Morgan O'Brien. It's a Christmas coloring book. I think I had gotten this last year. And I did this one. I know that's Albrecht Dürer pencils with some glitter. And this one is alcohol markers. Got some gold sparkle going on there. I think it's mostly alcohol markers, yeah. Just cute. And those were the two that I did out of the Christmas book. And then the Halloween book. Let's see here. I did this one. And I'm not really sure what pencils I used, but I did use quite a bit of glitter. And this must have been either a Calero gold or a metallic watercolor that I used for the moon because it crinkles the paper. There's what it looks like from the back. But yeah, so I think I did not use alcohol markers. So that might have been a Tombow and pencil over it. I don't know. I was making these heavy stripes on purpose so it's not perfectly blended out. And I did this pumpkin here. Pencils and glitter. Not sure what pencils I used. And I did this one. Lots of sparkle there, including her eyeball. And that is the Halloween one. And then a Soft Living coloring book by Morgan O'Brien any day. I did this one with the pig, and that was all pencil over watercolor. So I did manage to get watercolor on there and then use pencil after. Not totally keen on doing that. If I want to use water mediums, I really should use the Albrecht Dürer. I did this one in alcohol marker. Love the colors on this one. And I think that's it on that any day. And then a Big Adventure Matchstick mouse. I'll take this one out. This is one of my favorites I think I've done. This was, let's see here. Yeah, this was all pencil work, some glaze pen, Sakura glaze pen. I like the soft background and the bright balloons. And I made her gray this time. And then this was the first one I did in the book. And for this one, I used alcohol marker. And there's lots of glitter gel pen on there. Made her gray again. It's really cute. There's some sparkle on the alligators. I like the purple sky in the background. And that was it for that. I haven't colored in Morgan O'Brien books in a while. An autumn coloring book. Did this one here. Have a glaze pen on the eye. Not glaze. Well, I do have glaze underneath, and then I have the clear gel coating over. I'm not sure which brand I used that time. Like pencils, of course. And I love this one. I believe this one was Albrecht Dürer or Neocolor 2s. I want to say it was Neocolor 2s. And it also has glitter. And she's brown this time. And I love the bat and the mountains. And this one also was, I do believe I was using Neocolor 2s for quite a few of these in this autumn book. And then pencil over. And then this one is just a glitter bomb of things. Let's see here. Alcohol marker. I don't think I used any pencil, but I used a ton of glitter, and I also used the Nouveau drops on these portions here. And I didn't do much shading on her, but there's a lot of glitter on there. Here's one here. This is alcohol marker and pencil and no glitter. And I made the spider very fuzzy. Not much shading going on there. There is pencil on there because I see the wax bloom. I didn't do any shading there. So yeah, I have a few more. And here, maybe this fall I'll get back into it. And then the coveted Mouse Guard coloring book by David Peterson. And I did this page and unfortunately had bleed through from here. Looks like it's transferring too. Look at that. It's transferring. I should put, let me put a wax sheet. Let me grab two. There we go. Okay, so I did this one, and I believe I used Tombow markers, and then I have glitter and Posca. I love the background. And I did this one here. This also was with Tombows. Some, looks like I've used pencil over here, probably my polychromos. I do love how that one turned out. Gave him a snatched nose. I don't think I got any further than those two. But it's a beautiful book and difficult to get a hold of these days. So let's cover that. And this one. It's interesting how some supplies will transfer over time. And then we have Kerby Rosanes. So this is the compilation book, World of Color. These are beautiful colored pages. There's My Colorful Country Life, did the Interstellar. And let's see here. This one is Untouched. I think I just put it in the wrong pile. But yeah, I need to put that in my Untouched. Color Morphia. This is also a compilation book. And I did this elephant. And I know I used a lot of pencil, glitter gel pens. I think the base. Yeah, see, I bled through here. So I'm not sure what I think I might have used a watercolor and used too much water and went through. The other side, this is one of the earlier ones that I did in a Kerby book. But it has a lot of cool metallics on it. And I love the background. And that may be the only one I have in here. Yes, that is the only one in Color Morphia. And then Wondrous Animals. I did the bat, and this is a favorite here. I believe I used Inktense for everything. And then pencils for all the rest of the details. And then stickles and glitter. Each bat has glitter on it. Yeah, so this was a very fun page to do. I was so proud of myself when I finished that. I like how the big bat turned out, and then also the background. And I think that is perhaps the only one that I did in this one. I wasn't in a rush to do the compilation books, but I did want them for my collection. And then Fragile World. So I know this was one of my first. I got into Kerby, I think, within the 3rd month of coloring. And so I have some early ones here for you to see. Yeah, look at these 2 hot messes. So I have inks, distress inks, that I had not learned how to blend well yet. I know I used all different kinds of pencils, and then I used glitter and Mod Podge glitter on both. And that was mainly because I wasn't liking the background, so I thought putting a bunch of glitter on it would solve it. I'll try to show you up close. It's hard to see with the glitter and shine of the Mod Podge. I mean, it's not horrific. It's just not what I do now. And of course I bled through like crazy because I think some of these were fine liners. So that'll need to be a colorful page with maybe acrylic. Oh, is that the only one? I think I scared myself out of this book after I destroyed these pages. Yeah, because look at this side too. I think it's that I think at some point I might have used alcohol marker to blend some things. I don't know. Whatever I did, it was wrong. And I don't do it anymore, so. But yeah, that's Fragile World. In Imagimorphia, I have, this was an early page. Here I have, this background is probably, let me see. It might be a Neocolor 2 background, come to think of it. And then, let me tell you, I have a lot of raised things on here. I have a lot of Nouveau drops. And glaze is going on here with a bunch of sparkly goodness. Let me get you up closer so you can, if you can see the raised, like, look especially on this dragon, if you could see it's raised. Try to tilt it all different ways so you can get away from the light and see it. Yeah, I think I did pretty good. Pretty good, not bad. Mod Podge glitter is on top, of course. And I started this one and got disinterested. This one I wound up having I think I did watercolor. And then I have gesso on this now. It's one of my tricks if you mess up on a background, water down some gesso or acrylic white paint and just go over it, and then you get a fresh start. I think these are the Derwent drawing pencils so far, but yeah, I'll have to revisit that at some point. And then this one here there's that gold leaf that came off again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a cover on this one too. Well, it's nice to go back in these books and see. So no background on this page, it looks like, but I want to say that I did a Tombow underlayer and then pencils, and then also there is gold leaf. But it is is it the gold or the bronze? Copper. It's the copper one. Yep, so we'll put that here. And did I do anything else? This page here. This came out of the book. I'm not sure if it was actually this book. I know there were 2 pages. Looks like I probably used a watercolor base and Prismacolor pencils for the rest. And Posca, no glitter. Can you imagine? Yeah, I could tell this is an early one. I have some shading in here. That's good, but I love it nonetheless. So that's Imagine More. Alien Worlds. I started in the group with Happy Catastrophe and others. And I had done this page originally a while ago, and that was Distress Inks. And I know I used, nothing went through. This was all pencil work, and then I did Mod Podge glitter over the foreground and these things, so. But I think that turned out cool. And then I did this page. Now, actually, what I want to say is that I got a new book for the group. These are ones that I had already done. So this one's kind of a hot mess, but it's also interesting. Look at all the metallic. And this is black acrylic with some splashes on it. Lots of metallic watercolors on here. And nice bleed through. Started this one, didn't finish. And this is probably my favorite 2 pages. So in here, I did Distress Inks for the background, heavily inked. And then I used, let's see here. I used pencils, but I don't have, I'll tell you what, I did use quite a bit of watercolor. Now that I can see, I used a lot of the gold Uniball metallic. See if you can see it everywhere. Posca, of course. And I know, I just thought it was very unusual for what I was used to doing. And I love how the eyeball turned out. And the spacesuit. So yeah, that's a double page spread I did in there. And then I started this. And I think this is what made me buy the new book to start the group. So let me show you. I got the spiral bound one. And this was the first page that I did. And I'm Captain Rainbow Shimmer of the AV Art Vessel Metallic Horizon. And I have some metallic on the ship. And a bunch of neon colors here. And then I skipped a couple of pages and did this one here. And I can see over time my white Posca dots have turned a bit blue. So I think I started out with I think I did a Neo Color 2 background, and then I went over it with acrylic. And then I used pencils for all the craters and things, and for the planets, and then there's some metallics, and I made my ship all purple and sparkly, and then acrylic markers for the flames. Let me just put a sheet over. Oops, just one. I'll put two over here. There we go. And that's as far as I got. I didn't get too much further. I had started this one and didn't finish. I was going to go with like some lime green and yellow. So I need to put this in my whip pile and get back to it. But I just wound up not having the time I needed to dedicate to it. Mythic World, I do think that I have two of these as well. So let's see, I did this double page spread. I know I used Derwent drawing pencils for most of it, and then in the background is Neo Color 2s, and then lots of metallics and sparkle pens. Also glaze pen on the claws. Yeah, I like how this one turned out. I love using the drawing pencils. This one here, I used Marabou gel crayons for all of the backgrounds, all the mountain areas, including this little lake river. And pencil wise, I'm not positive what I use for pencils, but I love all of the gold stickles. And it's in the top of the volcanoes too. There's a lot of wax bloom on it, but I think it turned out nice. There's the little guy down there with the gold. I love that bright blue. Very unrealistic blue, but fun nonetheless. Okay, so that's one Mythic World. And then my second one, I did this dragon. This dragon here, I'll tilt it up, otherwise the wax bloom will blind you. Background is acrylic marker, and for the rest is Prismacolor and Polychromo combination. I'm pretty sure that I did the combo. I do love how it turned out. I love the colors. I love the pinky purple dragon. This didn't turn out color-wise exactly as it is when I posted it to Instagram. It's also difficult to take pictures of these double page spreads. But yeah, I love how this turned out. I love doing dragons. Yeah. Fun stuff. And I think that's the only one that I've done in this one. It's probably one of my favorites. And Worlds Within Worlds. Okay. So we have some early on ones here. This one was started as a result of doing this one and having bleed through. And this also ripped. So I have another copy because of it. I did Tombow markers and polychromo pencils, metallics, fine liners. That's why I bled through. This was one of my earlier books, so I had to go here and do something because I bled through, you see. I believe I did some watercolors. Yeah. And then Mod Podge glitter over top, which I would have thought would not have wrecked the paper, but I've also, I think, now that I think about it, between Fragile World and Worlds Within Worlds, I forget the this was 2019. What was Fragile World? 2021. Yeah, so I think Worlds Within Worlds was one of my first experimental books with Kerby. So I was learning. I did do this page. This was an Inktense background activated with a Tombow marker. And then I did a lot of glazed gel pens for the scales and a combination of polychromo and Prismacolor pencils. And there's also metallic and glaze pen on the claws. So yeah, if I tilt it like that, then you can't see all the glaze pen, but then otherwise you can. It's very difficult with the seams down the center, especially I found with the glaze pens. But yeah, that's my dragon. I did this pretty early on. If you check on my Instagram, it was, see, I've had my channel for 3 years now. And yeah, I think it's 3. And this was a pretty early on. I'd say within the first year. I did this page with tea. This is some watered down tea. And then it looks like I did the edges with Distress ink. Make it look old and antique-y. And it looks like Prismacolor to me because I recognize that blue and these colors. And so I'm not sure. Yeah, it was the tea. The tea stained all this, and then I just lightly colored everything else. And here is my octopus. Just give you a look at all of the metallic watercolor background. I remember distinctly using polychromos on this page, but also Prismacolor as well. It's funny, I didn't wind up doing the bubbles. I did put Mod Podge glitter on the foreground areas, but I think it turned out fun, and I just love the metallics. This one I didn't finish. This is also tea stained. And here are 2 other favorite pages. And I have the clear glaze over the eye. And all pencil work. And then some silver different color metallics to define some of the scales. And then it's all glitter inside the eye. See if you can see. And then over here, I did pan pastel for the background. And then my colors were Prismacolor and Polychromos combination, and some Posca. I had, looks like I used some silver over here too. But yeah, this whole thing is, it's the diamond glaze adhesive. Yeah, it is. I was thinking, do I use this for my diamond paintings? But yeah, no, I used the other brand, I think, for this one. I got this one later. But yeah, I was very afraid of doing that whole eyeball and that I would get bubbles. I did pretty good. And that's it. And Worlds Within Worlds, a first book, and then my second book. Yeah, I don't think I've started it yet, because I had some of those pages that got ruined. And then Dark Fairy Tales I'm working in. But this is my second copy. So let me show you. You all have seen it, but for those who are new, I used Distress ink in the background, and that's with Holbein pencils. And that's the only one that I've started, but I wound up with two I don't know, because I pre-ordered and think maybe I ordered it again, but I'm sure it will come in handy to have two. And I need to get the next set of... Okay, next up is Chris Ryniak's Morning Scribbles. I was following along Amanda Colors and Meg's Coloring Corner prompts. And I may have my finished... I printed it out on some toned paper, some of them, because I was using the back. My ink was running out. But I think I have my finished pages. These are my unfinished pages. These are more tan-toned. And here are some of the finished pages. So I'll take them out of the plastic. Here is this one here. I used all pencils. And this frog here, isn't he cute? And I used pencils for this one as well, and my metallic watercolors, and I added this here down on the bottom. That was with acrylic, I believe. And then I have a page from Mario Labudek. I think I've already shown you. This is a Morning Scribbles page. This one here was on the toned paper. And I used pencils. I used acrylic markers for the background. I used the clear glaze over the eyes and some glitter and black glaze. Interesting color combos. And let's see here. This one as well, isn't he so cute? I think I used alcohol marker and then pencil on top, glaze for the eyes, Posca for the tail and highlights. And then this one here, also all these are on the toned paper. And I used alcohol marker and glitter, pens, lots of sparkles on the bee. And then here is this froggy. And I was doing kind of a table mat, and I added these with stencil. Just the frog and the burger were on here, and some glitter on there as well. And then this one, just the mushroom and frog were on here. I added the tree, the land, and the galaxy background. That was with Distress Inks. And then I have I believe I used my homemade glitter on here. And then of course the glaze over the eyes, stickles. So that's those. And I think that's it for Chris Ryniak. Morning Scribbles. Next one is Reptiloids 2 by Basil Seiko. It's a tiny little book. Huh. Surely I did. Nope, just have a whip in here. I'll have to put that in my whip pile. What happened is, Dusty from Dusty's Coloring, she and I started the book 1, and I was going to start book 2 when we communicated, so that's why I just have to put that in my whip. It's good to be going through this because now I can see some books got placed on the wrong shelf. Here's Mindful Coloring for Kids. This is illustrated by Alona Savchuk. Has a lot of really cute, fun pages in it. And I think this was 2 winters ago, if I'm not mistaken. But I did use, I want to say, yeah. I think I may have sacrificed this on purpose. But I did use some alcohol marker as well as gel pens and pencils, not sure which. It was pencils under here, and then I went over it with the glitter. But just a fun page with lots of Posca splashes. And let's see, I have one tagged in here I wanted to do, but I don't think I started it. It was the snowflakes. But yeah, really fun book. Lots of different themes. There's a good one for Space Timber. And another one. I'll have to remember that. There's a good Halloween page. Mindful Coloring for Kids. Then in Whimsical Dreams by Julia Sperry. I did this page, and it looks like I did alcohol marker and pencils on top. And I'm not sure which pencils I wound up using on this page. But yeah, she's different. I think that's the only one I've done in there. By Julius. Then in my Tiny Forest coloring book by Nina Stajner. I believe I've done one in here, and that's this balloon page. So I used alcohol marker and then pencils over top. And some glitter gel pen, and then thin washi for the border. Very cute. And then in Cat 22 by Sugar Sweet. Let's see here. I did this page here. A haku. This was a buddy color. So I used pencils for everything, and then metallic watercolor down here, which is why it's a bit wrinkled, and then glitter on the border, which is coming off, it looks like, on the other page. And that's the only one I did in that one. And then Fairy Shampoo by Jo Soo Jin. You all, I think, recently have seen this page that I had to alter. And I have down here what I used. First, let me give you a look, see. So I used Gold Faber Aqua Dual Markers, Black Widow pencils, the Harmonious Castle Arts. This was, some of it was prior to altering it. Spectrum Noir Metallic. I did the collage. So I used a paper towel that I had soaked in different paints. This was from like several, like probably 7 years ago. And then I wound up putting Mod Podge Extreme Glitter on it and made her a galaxy girl. There was a lot more in the background. It looks like I have some either fading or something going on there, but Faber-Castell Pit Pens, a Hoo Hoo glitter marker, and green oil pastels. I wound up using those on here. And then satin glazing liquid and bleed proof white. So yeah, I think she turned out cute. I mean, it's not at all what it was going to be, but I wound up altering it as a result. So that was, I think that's the only page that I've done in here, because I've, you know, if you're new here, all of my Untouched books, I've been trying to get at least one page done. And this book is hard to come by these days, but I wanted to get into it. So Tiny Animals by Jade Summer. And I did this page here. This was probably a Space Timber page. Alcohol marker, very simple, with glitter. I think I wound up doing this as a buddy color with my granddaughter, sorry. And that's the only one that I've done in Tiny Animals. And then Dark Fantasy by Jade Summer. Candace has a group from Happy Catastrophe. Sorry, not this book. Scratch that. And I wound up doing this page for Space Timber. And it's mostly alcohol marker and pencil background. And lots of glitter. Look at those hot pink lips. And that's the only one that I've done in Dark Fantasy. And then Spooky, which, by the way, the second Spooky that's coming out this first week of August, I created a hashtag, is hashtag WitchCatSpooky2. My original one was WitchCatSpooky, but I'm doing 2 for the new book. So if you wind up getting the second book, I'm going to do a full book color along. I'm ready to get back into that. So I thought Spooky would be the greatest book to do. So this is by Sara Richter. And I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, but let's see here. So this page, anytime I have Mod Podge glitter, extreme glitter, you know I've had to fix something. This one's kind of crazy, but it's got a lot of metallic on it. I think I was just trying to do something different here, and I wound up not caring for it, the background. And then this is alcohol marker, and let's see, that pen would be a Uniball metallic. And there. This one here, the same. I was doing very much the same in a lot of these pages because it worked. Glaze, black glaze. And this one here. I want to say that I used well, let me check. Let me just check before I say. Yeah, it was Neocolor 2s and then pencils over top. And of course, gold effects. This is a favorite of mine. This is alcohol marker, mainly alcohol marker, glaze pen, black glaze pen, and then metallic watercolor throughout. I love how that turned out. I've got some pencil on there too. Then this one was a crazy one. I think this was another background disaster, but it turned out all right. This one I didn't finish. This one was all pencil, no alcohol marker, and then the golden, super golden markers, and some other glitter gel pens. This one is alcohol marker. And let's see here. I do believe that that is a gold, but not a shiny one. And then this one is a favorite. I love the colors. It's alcohol marker and no pencil and gold highlights. And there's this one. This was an experiment. I forget exactly what I used. I did have some alcohol marker on the flowers. I think this wound up being a fix-it page too. I wound up getting some purple on there. But yeah, fun nonetheless. Lots of glitter. And there's this one here. This is alcohol marker predominantly, and then I used a white Prismacolor pencil and Posca to do the ghosts. And then there's lots of glitter and black glaze pen as well. And I love how that one turned out. And then there's the intro page. And this one was all pencils with some metallics. So that is spooky. We were making a lot of headway. There are pages in here I didn't get to through my hashtag. As you all know, my father passed away in December, or for those of you that are new, and prior to that, he was having his health issues, so I was flying to Florida, and it did interrupt my ability to get some of the coloring done. But we did a good majority of the book, and I'm looking forward to doing Spooky 2 with all of you. And then in Dark Fairies, this is Candace's from Happy Catastrophe. She has a Instagram group, but we did a buddy color in here, and it was this one here. And then she started the group after because she loved working in here. I'll tilt it around so you can see all the glitter. And to be honest, I know I used alcohol marker for a base. Pencils, I'm not sure which I used, but there's a lot of glitter on there. Just don't remember which pencils I used. But yeah, so that is Dark Fairies, and that's by Tabrith. It's a beautiful book. Let me show you some of the other pages. It's very intricate details, but it's kind of like a mythographic in the way like you'll just do one portion at a time to figure out what's going on in the page sometimes. Like this. You wind up doing these leaves down here, which will then expose her outfit and these vines around here. Just have to be a little bit strategic on how you go about it. But that's Dark Fairies, and I'll leave all those links. Whoever I mention, I will leave links. Funny Tales by Kevin Teo Art. Let's see, I started this one. Didn't finish it. Huh. That'll have to go on my whip page. my whip pile. I thought I did a full one. All right. I'll have to put that on my whip shelf. But it looks like I just started with alcohol marker. Yes, alcohol marker. Yeah, I haven't put any pencils on there yet. And then I have glitter on the cans. That's probably my silver from Spectrum Noir and the gold. So I have not yet, I just put one coat of a pale color on there for her skin, so I'd have to go do all that. I'm going to put it in my whip pile. Okay, now to Maria Trolle. I have not worked in her books enough. I really do love her artwork, and for some reason I don't reach for it. Not sure what's behind that, but what page did I do in Luna? I did this page here, the mermaid. It must have been for a mermaid a couple years ago. And there's a pencil background. I use the Nuvo drops. on the jellyfish. She's got glitter all in her hair and tail. Yeah, very simple, and then a gold border. Very simplistic page. Let's see here. Also did this one. This is a favorite of mine from earlier coloring. I used polychromos. Yeah, polychromos for everything. And then I also use Spectrum Noir dual metallic pens. And I love how I did the unicorn in all different colors. And then it has a gold background or border. And she's so cute. So I did that one. So that's 2 out of there. And then mandolin. This paper is different. I did this dragon, and that was all pencil. And stickles. Trying to get the light to shine on those. These here. And these, they're really, see if I can get close, close, close. There we go. It's hard sometimes to show the glitter on film, but the moon is all stickles. Yeah, I really love the bright colors for the dragon. And I think that's the only page I've done. But this paper is definitely, at least I think so. I could be wrong. Yeah, this is cream paper. This is by Bookmark. And this one is Gibbs Smith. So that must be the difference. So that's Luna and Mandolin. This is another Gibbs Publishing, Botanicum. Looks like I have one marked here. A lot of my Christmas pages are marked. Okay, it did this one here. Look how bright that is. Neocolor 2s for all of it. Or Inktense. No, I can't really even tell. It might have been Inktense for the whole thing. And then glitter. And some fluorescent gel pen. I think this was supposed to go here. That may be the only one done in here. Yeah, looks like it. That's Botanicum. I thought I did more in that book. Padroom Rice. And this is the Misc Publishing. So I did the front page here. This was a pan pastel. I think I used pan pastel for everything, and then also some Tombos and some glaze pen and glitter, metallic, Posca. And then I did this one as a very muted page. And this was all Prismacolor pencil. Here we have a glitter page. I'm not really sure what I did, to be honest. I sure can't tell the difference in the paper though. I'm not really sure. I used pencils for sure. And I think I must have activated the pencils too. But then put glitter Mod Podge over the top. Glitter Mod Podge days. And I like that this is single-sided. And has great paper. I need to get back into this, her books. I sacrificed this page, which I'm kind of sad I did now. But I used alcohol marker, pencils, glitter, lots of glitter. yeah, this was a really fun page to do. I remember doing Tombows underneath too. Tombows on top of alcohol markers, just to enhance the color. So that was a fun page to do. They're mostly all fun. Oh, here's one. Ugh. I don't like this page at all. I don't know what I did, but I hope I don't do this anymore. I had no idea what to do with these clumpy clouds, and yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think maybe pan pastel for everything, and then I just did glitter Mod Podge. I think that's what I did. That was an early on page. Another Mod Podge glitter dream. So that's what I have in Droom Rice. Lacy Sunshine's Enchanted Seas Coloring Book Volume 8 by Heather Valentin. I think I only have one done in here. And that was this one. And that's alcohol marker and some pencil and some metallic. Now, very simple page. These are the last books of my Touched books. First, before I start this one, let me go ahead and show you Dramenvanger because it's Tomislav Tomic. We're in beyond the T's now. I've done quite a few of these as buddy colors with Bubble of Coloring, and then Diane Dreams in Color has joined. I just did a pastel background here. Love this book. It's very detailed, but very rewarding when you're finished. So I did this double page spread on my own prior to Bubble of Coloring and I getting together to do these, and there's a lot of metallics, watercolor metallics. I used Tombows. Yeah, lots of Tombows on here, predominantly. Some acrylic pens, and then lots of glitter for the castle. And on top of these little roofs. Yeah, this was a fantastic page to do, very colorful. And then these two we did together as buddy colors. And I'll be honest, I don't recall exactly everything that I used. I know I used some Derwent drawing pencils and Prismas. I think that's mostly what I used here. And then I have some glitter on the window and front door and a gold frame. And then this one, I did pencil background, pencil everything really, and then glaze, black glaze for the hooves, the center of the flowers. And I have gold glitter on the wings and flowers and the border. I love how both these pages complement each other. They're not exact colors, but they're very similar. This is a page I'm working on currently. You all might have seen this as a whip. I'll bring it a little closer so you can see. So I have flowers to finish, the attachment to the rooster here. I have a little more definition to do on the grapes and the leaves and the ground and my clouds, a little more on the rooster, and then I should be finished. So I was thinking this was a watercolor, mixed watercolor. I use QOR watercolor and Rosa Gallery watercolors, Tombow brush pens, polychromos, Derwent Lightfast, and Arctic's acrylic markers is what I'm using so far. I'm going to wind up making the wheels a copper. So I know that. And then I'm deciding if I want to continue this look up here, which I think that I do. So yeah, that's what I've got going on currently in Drum and Banger. And we also did this double page spread. I love how this one turned out. I would probably do a little different with my clouds and not outline them white and soften those edges, but we live and learn. I use all sorts of pencils and Tule art, acrylic. I also have the Spectrum Noir silver on there. But yeah, this was a fantastic double page spread to work on. Had a lot of fun and frustration, as just about every double page spread. But I do love the color scheme and how it turned out. And I do have some glitter on all the flowers and her hair and all that jazz. And I think I have a whip back here. Oh, I have a finished page here. I used Derwent drawing pencils for the background. And also here, and then polychromo. I believe I want to say I used polychromos for the pencils, and lots of black glaze pen. And then glitter on the wings. And then this page I started, but have not finished. So maybe once I get done with this double page spread, I can, let me just fix this real quick while we're here. If the books are bigger, I will double up my wax papers. There we go. Now that will fit correctly. There we go. So that's Drum and Banger, and I'm working on that currently. Okay, Crystal Vogel's Osmalrace. And I won't say the rest because I know I got that part wrong. And I don't think I've colored a full page in here. I think I've just done, yeah, this. And I was trying out metallic colored pencils, and I can't remember, were they Castle Art? I don't know. But yeah, it was a set of metallic pencils and Posca and a little bit of glitter on the flowers. That was a tester page. I think if there's any book that really intimidates me with all the difficulty I have in some of the others, is this one. And I don't know why that is. I haven't figured that part out yet. But it's a lovely book. And I do like the small illustrations as well as the larger ones. And then I have Gabby Wolf Mini Mania #1. And I did, let's see here. Oh, I must have missed the mark on my back page, my bleed proof paper. I did this one with alcohol marker and then pencil, probably Prismacolor pencil. It's cute. And I started this one but didn't finish. And did this one. This is all pencil. I'm pretty sure I used Prismacolor pencils for this. So a lot of wax bloom on there. So that's it for those. And then in Witches by Coco Wyo, I did this page here. This was a couple Halloweens ago. With used some pencils too. And glitter for the web and the stars. I believe that's the only one that I did in there. Whimsical World by Coco Wyo. I did this page, and I can guarantee it's all alcohol marker. It sure is. And a little bit of Posca, but mostly just alcohol marker, and I really like it. I also used acrylic yellow acrylic for the stars. I think it turned out fun and cute and all those things. Adorable, and it's the only one that I've done in here, I believe. Oh, I did some tester things. Yeah. Huh, I don't remember doing that. Shows you how long it's been since I've been in the book. Decora Girls. I don't recall coloring in here at all. I might have this. No, I guess I did. I did color in this one. All alcohol marker for sure. Yeah. Alcohol marker, and then sparkle gel pens. Yeah, she turned out cute. Straight alcohol marker coloring. These are really cute. I've said cute so much. I'm sorry. They're all very similar in their look. Hands on the face kind of thing. But they're fun. And then Pocket Room by Coco Wyo. I got this a long time ago, and I decided to do only pastel pages in here. And it's pastel pencils strictly. And I had Ulis, Holbein. Did I have Holbein yet? Anyway, whatever my pastel sets. Oh, what's the other one? It escapes me now, but it was a jar full of pastel colored pencils. So I did that one and this one I added washi tape to the background here to highlight the window. And I also have something on here which I can't tell. Something raised. Maybe it's the clear glaze, like in pen form. Yeah, because it's raised. Anyway, I think it's the only two that I got to. And then, of course, other books came. So that's my pastel pocket room book. And then Cutie Cactus by Coco Wyo. Did this page here, just straight alcohol marker coloring. And I believe that's the only one I did. Yes. Then Mystery Island by Coco Wyo. I did the surfing page, Ohuhu alcohol markers, Funsai acrylic white markers, which are this brand here. They work real well and come in many different sizes. And then Spectrum Noir metallic. Yeah, just a fun page to do. And then Coco Wyo Little Corner. I did this one and had a palette with Ohuhu markers. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to do as well. And then I also did this one and had this palette as well. I did the trick where you make everything gray first and then go over it so that this is bright where the sun is coming in. Only part I didn't like is that I went over this with acrylic and messed it up. It's all right. I was trying to create a fuzzy look, which I guess it does a little bit look like it. So that's the two that I've done in Coco Wyo's Little Corner. And then in Coco Wyo Comfy Days, I did this bee page. It's so cute. So fun. I have Glaze Sakura Glaze pen on there. And quite a few places. Anywhere you see black except for the cat and the yarn. And then I put Wilson for the tennis ball brand. And I also did the birthday page. This was for my granddaughter. I keep saying daughter. My granddaughter's birthday. So Ohuhu, alcohol markers, and glitter gel pens. And that's it for Comfy Days. My granddaughter and I were going to be coloring out of those books. She wound up getting a little disinterested, which is understandable at her age. So Coco Wyo 24 Days to Christmas. Since it's Christmas in July, this is appropriate. So this one is alcohol marker and also glitter, Mod Podge, and some pencil work, and then also this washi tape border. And then this one here, alcohol marker, black glaze gel pen, and then lots of Spectrum Noir dual metallic markers and other gel pens. And then this one I started and didn't finish, but that was Neocolor 2s. And this one here has a washi tape border as well. And I used acrylic for the background and pencil for the rest. And there's quite a bit of glaze on there and metallics and stickles. And this one is a matte folk art matte background, pencils, Posca, and stickles. This one is alcohol marker and a ton of glitter. Look at all that glitter. That was day 6. And here's day 8. Again, lots of glitter, Ohuhu, alcohol markers, or Cali Art or Copic. And that's it. I got to day 8. So I could finish that up this year or do something else. And then in Magic Dreamland, this was hosted by Doodle Robot, who is no longer doing that. So this page here, I did not say who it's by. It's Mei Zhang. This page here, I did, let's see here, alcohol marker was in the background, and then I used a special red folk art glitter over top. I used polychromo pencils probably, or maybe Artex, and lots of glitter. And let's see, let me go from the back. I did this page here, and this was with Inktense, Marabou crayons, gel crayons, metallic glitter, watercolor glitter. Did I say acrylic? Yeah. Silver, and then I added this, Own Your Dreams, since he's dreaming. Yeah, this page was a blast to do. Anytime I can use my metallic watercolors. I did this page in all funky, fun, bright colors. Also have some Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen on there. Metallics, the Uniball metallics down here. Glitter, yeah, the this one here, the clear jelly roll that has the silver sparkles. That's all over there. I just love how colorful it is. I felt brave doing that. I think I wound up using, I want to say that that's ink. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is an ink background. And this one here too, fun colors, acrylic, glitter gel pens, also some maybe Tombos in there a little bit too. Yeah. And then just tons of glitter. I love that page. And I think that's it for that. Magic Dreamland. And then The Exotic Alphabet by Marika Zatino. This is a Get Creative 6 book. Has fabulous paper. And I was going to do this for Meg's Coloring Corner, the letters. The hashtag, the ABC challenge that she has. But I think I only wound up getting as far as doing one. Or none. Let me just double check this. Did I really? thought for sure I did one. Yeah, I did October, and I made it kind of an art journal page too. Let's see, I have some acrylic on here, fine liners, yeah, paint pens. I have here obtainable, optimistic, opportunities, observant, onwards, open-minded, open-hearted, and overcome. Those were all words I put there for October. Yeah, so that was fun. I knew that I had done a page, but the pages are so thick, it's easy to miss. But yeah, I'd like to get back in that book for sure. Tiny Curiosities by Karen Sue Chin. And I did this page with the washi tapes. Oops, something got smeared on here. Not sure what that was about, but I wound up using alcohol markers for a base and lots of glitter, stickles, metallics, you name it. I threw it at this page. I just wanted it to be fun and bright, not much shading or anything. I have some clear glaze to look like ice. So yeah, that's Tiny Curiosities, and let me make sure I don't have any on my desk that I didn't wind up showing you. Pretty much have untouched books on my desk. So that is it. I hope you all enjoyed. That's the last segment of books that I've colored in, I think, unless I haven't gone through my Japanese or Korean books or Disney. So maybe that's the next one, but I'll wait a little bit to do that one. This will be the last one as far as my regular books, and then the Disney, Korean, Japanese color by number will be another video. So you all enjoy your week. I hope you get all of your coloring pages done that you want to for July, and looking forward to August. And don't forget, I'm going to host the new hashtag WitchCatSpooky2 for the new spooky book. So if you have it on pre-order, we can start that up in August. Maybe do an intro page. That way, if people are waiting for their copy, then we could do a full page in September. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me know down in the comments if that sounds good to you. If you want to give a purple heart to let me know that an intro page would be good for you to start out with, and then we can start picking pages after that in September. You all take care. Hope you enjoyed it, and enjoy your day. Happy coloring. Bye-bye.